After a 2-game slide, the Cowboys have moved on. In between film study, practice, recovery, and team meetings, there's little room for anything extra in the daily routine. But even the Dallas Cowboys find a little unexpected switch up in the schedule every now and then.
Because we got the Wingstop truck right over here. What's up, my man? What's your name?
See, you know
James? James, good seeing you, James.
You know they're gonna have a brother hanging out at the food truck. You know that. Hey, know that.
If the brother cooking the wings, them wings gonna be good.
For this particular workday, Wingstop swings by to bring the players a little surprise treat after practice to get them through the week.
Appreciate Wingstop, coming out here to the start, showing love after practice and, feeding the team, getting everybody right.
Shout out to Wingstop, man. Thank y'all for coming through, man. It's huge, man. I'm about to have one of the best meetings ever for this lemon pepper chicken wings.
The fun lasts only for a moment. The momentum of this 2019 season is hanging in the balance. Every move and every moment matters in preparation for this team if they want to go deep in the playoffs.
Determination, the intensity, that we can beat anybody.
We keep going, that's what we need to do.
Not only match what we've done in the past, make football bigger than life.
Believe in yourself! Believe in your team!
They are the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Here we go.
The big question going into week 6 against the Jets is how will the league's leading offense play? And if they do play well, what will it mean against a winless Jets team? Well, quarterback Dak Prescott has taken some heat in recent weeks for mistakes he's made, but he is not changing his style of play because without a risk, there's no reward.
2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions for Prescott. 1 off the hands of Cooper, 1 on a bad read, and 1 we're guessing that maybe it was a bad route by Gallup, but it really doesn't matter.
I'm not going to change the way I'm playing this game. I'm confident in where I'm at. I like where I'm at, so I'm not going to change that up. I've got a lot of confidence in what I can do, a lot of confidence in these guys making plays, whether it's 50-50 or just putting in a tight window, knowing that they're going to go get it. It's their ball or it's no one's. It doesn't change anything for me.
Prescott under duress, escapes to his left. He will run for the first down. He's got it, slides at the 50.
If you look at the interceptions from the other day, one was a ball that, came off of Amari. Maybe the location of the ball could have been more in front. Certainly Amari would tell you that I should make that play. He was probably aggressive on the second throw. And then the one at the end, there was a lot of contact on the top of the route. So, sometimes you can kind of put all those things and make a big generalization about something. It's important to go back and look at what happened on each of the plays. He certainly made a lot of little plays for us and a lot of big plays for us in the passing game over the first 5 weeks.
Prescott is coming off a gut-wrenching loss from Green Bay, but a career-high game in the air with 463 yards. He's now second all-time for the Cowboys behind Tony Romo, who's on the call for Sunday's game against the Jets.
Much more to come here on Cowboys Insider. After a 2-game losing skid, the Cowboys are not taking a winless team very lightly.
No panic. We're just coming to work every day, just trying to become a better football team.
More on the Cowboys' efforts as we go inside the locker room to see how they plan to take on the New York Jets right after this.
Cowboys Insider is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys. AT&T, more for your thing. That's our thing. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass. This segment is brought to you by the Dallas Morning News. Nobody does sports like Sports Day. Your home for complete Dallas Cowboys coverage.
Up the middle, it is Jones pushing, touchdown Green Bay.
Despite having career days on the offensive side of the ball, the run defense wasn't good enough in Week 5, and this team has been trending in that direction for multiple weeks now.
Obviously, it wasn't our best effort. We acknowledge that. We all know that and understand that. The cool part about our guys is we have men of great character, and when we have an issue, we come in, we address it, we show them, and everybody has an understanding of what we need to do. And we handle it like men. So the issues have been addressed, we know it, we see it, and now we have to do everything in our power to make sure that they don't arise.
For the Cowboys defense, the team thinks these are execution problems and can be fixed with more discipline.
Yeah, it's just that. A lot of that stuff is distraction, so you have to be ready to defend that particular play, but you also have to make sure you have your gap sound and you have discipline throughout your defense, and setting edges, being in the right gap, not being distracted by that. And the other part of that is being physical as you're doing that. So, you get challenged by that. A lot of different offenses around the league. It's something we try to do to opposing defenses, and it's just that. It's being disciplined, it's being fundamentally sound, staying physical, and then making tackles when you have opportunity to do that.
We don't bring our feet. The likelihood is it's going to happen. It's not coming from a lack of not trying. And truly, at the end of it, you could point to and go, well, it's a lack of discipline. And not a lack of discipline in a negative fashion, but a lack of proper technique. And playing with proper technique consistently takes discipline. And that's what it comes down to. So our guys care, and we know that. And everyone cares, everybody wants to do a great job. But sometimes you just got to take a deep breath, compose yourself, and then go right back to work and just do it right consistently and consistently. And it's the way life works. It's you can prepare for certain things, you can feel great about certain things, and you get out there and then it's not quite what you expected or not quite how you prepared or what you thought you prepared for. Take a deep breath, recompose, and go right back to fundamentals.
DeMarcus Lawrence is the leader of this defense. His stat sheet on the season, a humble one. He's been getting double teamed through 5 weeks of play. Lawrence, though, in his 6th season as a Dallas Cowboy, has only 2.5 sacks through 5 weeks. But he knows what comes with the dinner. Teams and groups all across the nation are scheming to take him out of the game. But does anyone care about that? Production is all that matters in the NFL. And don't answer that question, because Lawrence can answer it for you.
Who cares? You care? Be honest. Do you really care? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your feelings. Nobody cares if you hurt. Nobody cares if you broke, rich. Nobody cares. Who cares? Be you. Go to work. Peace.
One person cares about handling this Cowboys defense. Sam Darnold is returning to the Jets offense for Week 6 after missing 3 games and their bye week with mononucleosis. Coming into this one at 0-4 with the league's 32nd ranked offense shouldn't distract anyone from the talent that Darnold is.
Obviously, he was one of the most highly regarded guys coming out that year, and I just think as much as anything else, you love his ability, his instinctiveness, his toughness as a player. We didn't spend a tremendous amount of time on him because he was going to be picked really high, but just in the evaluations that we did have, you certainly were impressed by his approach, his ability, and his instincts as a player.
The secondary will have their hands full this week since Darnold opens up the passing game that they've been missing with backup quarterback Luke Falk, who's already been waived from the team going into this game. And as the Jets are more equipped to spread the ball around now with Darnold, running back Le'Veon Bell will have plans of his own. And if the Cowboys present the same run defense from the past 2 weeks, the Jets may just be able to attack this team with some serious balance to their game.
Yeah, we haven't done a good enough job here recently. The other day was not up to our standard. We've been a good run defense the last few years. It's something we take great pride in, and we did not do a good enough job on a consistent enough basis in the game the other day.
Coming up next, the Cowboys are no stranger to MetLife Stadium, but Dak Prescott has never faced the Jets. Defensive coordinator Greg Williams will draw up anything and everything to stop the Cowboys from gaining any momentum and try to create some for his own team as we take you to the sidelines right after this.
This segment was brought to you by the Dallas Morning News. Nobody does sports like Sports Day. Your home for complete Dallas Cowboys coverage. This segment is brought to you by DraftKings. Play for the biggest prizes in fantasy sports on DraftKings. Use promo code Cowboys.
It's a beautiful day in New Jersey. It's just sensational. Has been mostly sunny. Little cloud cover coming over now. We'll be dark by halftime, but it's 66 degrees, and maybe there's just an enormous tailgate going on outside MetLife Stadium. But there are quite a few empty seats right now, and that made the presence of a lot of Cowboy fans, especially wearing blue, really noticeable. Cowboys only play here every 8 years, and it's their turn. So now here we have the winless Jets introducing their all-time team today, getting their quarterback back. Sam Darnold healthy for the first time all year, playing in only his second game. The Cowboys have lost 2 in a row, coming off for sure their worst performance of the year. They are without both starting tackles and without their slot receiver. And so my question is, do the Cowboys have a chance today?
Go! Go on, break! It's no stand, baby. We ain't got to talk about today. We know what we got to do, baby. Hey, lead him, man. There we go. You go, baby. Let's get it.
You got something to say to the mic?
1, 2, 3. Bully ball in the Cobra sideline. I know y'all gonna have a sideline video after the season. The sideline video this.
We got one play at a time. Hey, we got one play at a time. One play at a time.
Win each play. Win each play.
Prescott in the gun. They blitz, and he throws it deep down the right side, and the ball is knocked incomplete. Second down, handoff Bell up the middle. And a touchdown, he snuck it in.
Let's go, baby! Let's go! This is our win! Sam is back, baby! Let's go! We gotta be smarter now. These guys are gonna fight us now.
Ball 4th and 2. Quarterback keep, coming left. Blasted down at the end.
Damn it!
Fake to Bell, go deep. Anderson's out there. This is going to go the distance. 92 yards.
Let's stay on top of his ass. But have a plan and it starts from the beginning. All right? Line of scrimmage.
Now he's going to look to his right. He's going to throw to the goal line. It's caught at the 1, leaning in. Touchdown to Ryan Griffin.
Yeah, I think we're dropping anything low like that now, he said.
How deep did the tight end go?
I don't know. We don't have time because if I don't go now, I'm not going to get there.
Good. I'm going to say this as calmly as I know how. Hey, field goals are going to win this game now. Touchdown.
And Darnold is in the gun on 3rd down, and he's looking that way, and he throws, intercepted by Jordan Lewis.
Good boy. Way to bow up. Way to bow up.
We needed that. We needed that.
5 minutes. 3rd and 2. Prescott handoff Elliott. Across the 5 to the goal line. Banging it in. Touchdown Cowboys.
Hell of a jump, 4. Hey, hell of a jump, 2. Empty, wait for the front.
2 receivers on the right. Just quarterback draw. Prescott up the middle. Gets a block at the line. Bangs over the goal line. Touchdown Cowboys. Okay, here's your ball game. 2-point conversion for the tie. Prescott back in the gun. Throws it in the end zone. Incomplete. And there are no flags anywhere. Well, this would be a bitter pill for the Cowboys to swallow, and they fought as hard as they could, and it wasn't good enough, and they weren't, you can't fall behind like that.
It sucks anytime you lose. It hurts.
This segment was brought to you by DraftKings. Play for the biggest prizes in fantasy sports on DraftKings. Use promo code Cowboys. This segment is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys.
It sucks anytime you lose. It hurts. You play the game to win. You want to win. So anytime you don't get that opportunity. Anytime you're on the other side, it hurts and it stings. It should motivate you more.
The Cowboys take their third loss in a row, and it may hurt a little more knowing this team they lost to isn't led by a Super Bowl quarterback or a playoff contender. It's a winless, desperate Jets team, and they got their first win against Dallas.
We certainly didn't start good tonight, but ended good, but wasn't enough. You can't do that, and I don't care who it is in the NFL. You've got to go out, and if you make the right mistakes, you end up on the losing end. And we did. Congratulations to them.
The Cowboys won on the stat sheet. They won in time of possession. They won the turnover battle. They won the battle of the running backs in yards on the ground, with Ezekiel Elliott getting his third 100-yard game of the season. The Cowboys are 18-4 when Zeke surpasses 100 yards on the ground. But still, somehow, none of this was enough.
I'm not playing very good football right now, so I mean, just every week, just gotta get back to work tomorrow, get in the film room, see what went wrong, see what went well, and learn on it and, get better.
Why is it that you guys don't think you've been able to execute, on game day and just kind of put everything that you guys have worked on throughout the week together?
That's a great question. I think it's something that we need to go back and look at and study the film and see what didn't happen today.
The players are the ones owning these 3 losses. They're saying it's not a scheme issue, it's not a coaching issue, but they're chalking it up to an execution problem. But they believe, although they're responsible for the shortcomings, they're also capable of making the wrongs right again in time to turn this season around.
What matters is what we do now. Our team's gonna be defined by how we respond. We're a group of tough guys, coaches and players. So this is gonna make us closer.
And now, they have the season's momentum on the line. There's absolutely no denying it. And as it looks moving into Week 7, the injury situation on paper only gets more complicated for Dallas. The NFL waits for no one, and Week 7 is here, bringing a big division matchup with the Eagles on Sunday Night Football at AT&T Stadium. While Eagles head coach Doug Peterson putting up bulletin board material early on in the week for the Cowboys. We look ahead to that and the big showdown right after this.
This segment was brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys Insider was brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing. Academy Sports and Outdoors, the official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass.
How are we doing, guys?
Good. When you look back and assess the slow starts in the last few games, when you break it down, do you, in the first half, do you feel it's more a matter of preparation, lack of preparation, or lack of execution?
Yeah, ultimately we haven't executed, and everything that we do goes into execution. So everyone has a responsibility for that. Every coach, every player who's involved in each of the units of our football team.
Coming out of New York leaves the team limping into Sunday Night Football against the Philadelphia Eagles. Last time the Eagles came to town, though, it was a dream of a performance from Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper, who sealed the game in overtime with an unforgettable play.
Slant in the direction. Cooper caught it on the bounce off the defender. Cooper walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Cooper. Cowboys win.
This year, Amari's questionable to even be suited up. He, along with more injured players coming out of New York, are banged up. Cooper was only targeted twice before he exited the game early. That left receiver Michael Gallup on the other side in a spot where his team needed him to step up.
I stepped up fine, Tay vet. He's used to this. He knows how to play the game right. He did what he was supposed to do. Said jumped in there for us. Played a lot of snaps, caught the ball. He did what he's supposed to do, on short notice. So definitely appreciate those guys, and that's why
that's why I come to practice every day and work.
The Eagles are 3-3 as well, coming off the loss to the Vikings. And Phillies head coach Doug Peterson isn't wasting any time, giving his team the juice they need before coming to Dallas.
I know the sky's falling outside.
Yes.
It's falling, and I get that, and the fans are reeling just a little bit. But we're going down to Dallas, and our guys are going to be ready to play, and we're going to win that football game. And when we do, we're in first place in the NFC East. We control our own destiny. We're right where we need to be.
If you need a coach or anybody else to fire you up, I don't think you really should be playing. That's what Dak says, really every week. We shouldn't have anybody else that should motivate us to be fired up or fire us up. You should already have that.
Well, no one really knows what goes on behind closed doors here in the team meeting rooms, but the players are saying this is not an issue of scheme. This is not an issue of coaching. These 3 losses simply come down to execution. And it's back to the drawing board for these players as they get prepared for the Eagles on Sunday Night Football. I'm Lindsay Draper, and I'll see you next week for a brand new edition of Cowboys Insider.